Welcome back, watch friends. Sometimes we make a decision that defies our internal logic. A decision where our heart says yes, but our head says no. And this is one such decision. I bought this. The Venezianico Redentore Ultrablack 36. We know that the Italians make beautiful shoes and wonderful suits, but do they make amazing watches? Stick around to find out. A few weeks ago, I got an email telling me that a new batch of these watches was being produced for delivery in December. I was unsure about the price, so I added the watch to my basket and entered my details so I could see the final price. It came to €479.70 before taxes, including the optional stainless steel bracelet. I thought that was a bit too much for me, as I would have to add VAT and customs fees on top, so I didn't complete the purchase. A short while later though, I got a WhatsApp message from Alessandro at the company, which I thought was a bit unorthodox, but I went with it and after a back and forth negotiated the price down to €350. Alessandro was very gracious, and for clarity I did not reveal that I have a YouTube channel or anything like that, so that didn't influence the process at all. As it turns out, the watch was dispatched on the 10th of November and arrived on the 14th. It cost me £386 in total, including duties, VAT and handling fees. Of course, the main selling point of this watch is the stunning Moser black dial, which supposedly absorbs 99.4% of all light. It's like a more stylish version of the Movado Museum, or a less expensive version of the Moser and Company Ventura with the Vantablack dial. But of course, the Venezianico costs a fraction of the price. It also reminds me of onyx style Rolexes, which again are extremely expensive. But like with most things in life, this watch is not perfect. Venezianico decided to use the Seiko NH35A automatic movement, which is a workhorse movement favoured by micro brands, but you can find this movement in watches costing well under £100, but this watch costs multiple times that amount of money. To see a cheap Seiko movement in a watch like this is a little bit disappointing, and yet I can't be unhappy about picking up this watch because it just looks the business. So the case is made of industry standard 316L stainless steel. The sides are brushed and the tops and bottoms of the lugs and the bezel are all polished. It measures 36mm in diameter with a thickness of 11.5 and a lug to lug measurement of around 45. There's a signed push-pull crown and a solid case back with a space themed motif. The case design is simple, which helps to emphasise the beautiful dial, which has no indices, only an applied Venezianico logo and Dauphine handset and a seconds hand. It's very well done, and although I don't have a macro lens, there are no obvious specks of dust or debris on the dial, which would ruin the dial of course with a watch like this. The dial is covered with a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, but it is a real fingerprint magnet. You'll be polishing them off all the time. As you might expect, there is no lume at all, and the watch is water resistant to a depth of 100 meters. As previously mentioned, the movement is a 24 jewel Seiko NH35A automatic with hacking and hand winding. It beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour with an accuracy rating of -20 to +40 seconds a day, which isn't great, but it does the job, and it has a power reserve of 41 hours. Unfortunately, it does have a ghost date position, as the NH35A movement has a date complication. The movement isn't a deal breaker for me, but certainly it's not the best, and perhaps the watch deserves better. The lug width is 18mm, and the watch comes on a black calf leather strap as standard with a signed buckle. I'll be honest and say that I'm not a huge fan of the leather strap. It doesn't look or feel that premium to me, and the buckle seems a bit large and ungainly. The optional Canova stainless steel bracelet has a brushed finish with polished centre links and a signed butterfly clasp. There are no half links, so getting a good fit may be a little bit tricky. But in any case, the bracelet is definitely a cut above the leather strap in my opinion. I didn't realise until after I'd received the watch that Venezianico actually makes a Jubilee style bracelet, which I'm sure would also look very nice on this watch. But I can't justify picking one up right now. I definitely think it wears better on the bracelet compared to the leather, as the watch is as sporty as it is dressy. It's a shame that they're not quick release straps though, as it makes it a bit more of a hassle to change them if you want to do so. So what's the verdict? Well, I think there aren't many watches that offer this level of sophistication at this price point. The dial is a real stunner, though many may struggle with legibility. And the finishing is excellent, but it's not all good. In a perfect world, the case would be a bit slimmer, perhaps 10mm or less, and the movement would be upgraded, even if it means a slightly higher price tag. But with that being said, specs aren't everything. The only thing that truly matters is how you feel when you put the watch on your wrist. Speaking of which, I think the leather strap could be a bit more refined as well, but you can always go aftermarket if you really want to wear this on leather. I'm always looking to add interesting watches to my collection, and this definitely fits the bill. It's unlike anything else I own, and it was definitely worth picking up for the dial alone. No watch is perfect, especially in the £500 or less price range, but I think this one will be staying for sure. Let me know in the comments what you think. That's all I've got time for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.